Good morning and welcome. It is Wednesday the 30th of April 2025. Good morning to you. My name's Jenny McCormac. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator coming to you from the market town of Brackley, which is in Northamptonshire, and that's here, if you hadn't already guessed it, in the UK. On our Wednesday morning live sessions, I try and feature either a new kit or some of our online exclusive products. We have a new selection of products that will go live next week, but I thought I would bring you one of the kits today. This launched, let me see, earlier this month. I had to think about that, in April. And it is called the Essentials Occasions Kit. So this is a great kit if you're going on holiday and you want to take a little bit of crafting to do with you. Maybe you're a beginner and you want to get started with some card making. And also if you're an experienced crafter but you just want to make some quick and easy cards, or use the products in here to make additional cards, then it's a perfect kit for that purpose. So our kits include everything you need to make the cards. So if there's stamping involved, there is a stamp set, there's a block, there's a little ink pad. If there's no stamping involved, then it contains all of the sentiments and messages on there. And normally you will have leftovers so that you can go on and create other little bits and pieces. All of our kits come in these nice boxes, which are perfect for storing the kit or storing the cards afterwards. And what's a nice idea is to buy a kit, make up all the cards, and then gift those cards as a finished gift for somebody. Obviously, if you know a crafter or somebody that might be interested in having a go themselves, you could gift the kit itself. This particular kit is £13. All of the kits include instructions. There is a video that goes with them, and there are printed instructions that have photographs and graphics. So you can just literally do it from there if you wish. So the only thing you will need is a pair of scissors to get into the packet. Sometimes there is ribbon or twine that needs cutting, but other than that, the adhesives are usually they are included in the pack. So let me see if I can get into this pack. Okay, so these are all the card bases. That's really pretty. And in this particular set we have sentiments in English, French, German and Dutch. So if you have French, German or Dutch friends or family, you could use those on the cards, or you could gift the panels to somebody who speaks those languages. I've got no lights on in here because it's a nice bright morning this morning. Can't believe it's last day of April, isn't it? Yes, it is. Gosh, 1st of May tomorrow. Alright, so there is a piece of cardboard on here, and if there are any stamps and inks involved, then I recommend you keep hold of that and use that for stamping on to make sure you've got a nice flat surface. We won't need that today. These are the instructions, so you can see that they'll it's quite light print, so I'm not sure that it will pick it up on the screen, especially because of my blinds being open, but it will show you where each of the element goes. So we have two sets of adhesive products. One is the double-sided tape, and you can just tear this off. You don't need to cut it, you can just tear it as you need. And then somewhere in here there are some double-sided foam pads, and you just pick one of these off and pop it onto the back of your project. Now what I'm going to do is use you can use a blends pen if you have one, or you could use, oh, it's not very dark, is it, a Sharpie or something like that. If you draw lines across these dimensionals, you'll find them easier to find. That's a darker colour, would have been better. It's got a sort of shiny surface on it, sort of non-stick. There we go. I don't even think you can see that on the screen. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that is the glue, and then we have the panels here. So what I'm going to do is just take out all of the English elements from here. Here obviously we have a card base, and if you've got a bone fold you can use that, or you could use a ruler, or you can use the edge of a block. Just make sure whatever you're using is clean. So we've got card base there, and then we've got this delicate panel here, like so, and then this one. I don't know which bits go together, so all I'm doing is just getting them out, and then I'll assemble the cards as per the instructions. Okay, if you've got little ones that you're crafting with, I suggest you take all the components out on their behalf. So we've got a panel here with roses, a panel here with oranges, grapefruit, whatever you might like those to be. Okay, and then I've got some envelopes here. So 6 envelopes, one each for each of the cards, in that nice craft stock. So we've got this one here with the bright little patterns. Good morning to you, Nicole. I hope you are keeping well. Okay, here's another card. Now you could change the cards around. You don't have to use the ones that they are suggesting. You could easily swap them round. So we've got a thank you here, and then we've got this coloured panel, and then here we've got whatever you want that to be. So to me that looks like a grapefruit, but that's just me. Okay, then we've got this one which is like a birthday design. It's got balloons, it's got cakes, it's got party hats, it's got ice cream and presents. Okay, that's that one. And then we've got a few more panels here, so I'll pop these out. They're quite sturdy, but equally don't just rip them out. And then we've got this printed panel, and then we've got our sentiments here. So I say English, French, German and Dutch. There we go, there's that one, and there's a panel here. Pretty peacock. And then we've got what looks like 2 plain card bases. I'm guessing that's where the panels will go on. So just using the edge of the block to fold that. It is already scored. And then let's go I love you. Now you could leave these without sentiments. If you're already stamping and you've got separate sentiments and you don't like the ones here, you could change that. So we've got so glad to have you in my life, and thinking of you. Again in those 4 languages. That's it, I think. So they've got step-by-step instructions. So let's do the whole lot. 10:16 according to my clock here. So the first one we're going to do is this one, and this uses this really fine edged piece here. You see it's sort of fringed. And we have happy birthday, that one, and we have a panel like so. So that goes on there, that goes on there. Let's move these out of the way. And then that is all going to go onto there. So they're suggesting put dimensionals on the back of this piece. I hope you're keeping well, Nicole. We've got lovely weather here. I hope it is the same for you over in the Netherlands. Okay, so they show you where to put these on, but you can do your own thing. You'll have plenty to spare. So that is going to go onto here. And with these you can centralise them, you can have them offset if you prefer, entirely up to you. And then this is going to have tape on the back, and as I say, you don't have to cut it, you can just literally tear it. 1 and 2, like that. And if you haven't got nails, then use the edge of a pair of scissors or a pokey tool or a sharp knife. That's going to go on here, across there. Hopefully I've got that fairly central, like that. And then on the back of this they suggest dimensionals again, but again you could use the tape if you wanted to, especially if you wanted to keep it flat for postage. Just take these backings off. So we started at 10:16. Okay, make sure I've got the card opening the right way round. And then you could have this slightly high, you could have it central. I can have it just slightly high of central, like so. So there's that one, card number 1. Put that one up there. The next one is going to be this one with this panel here. And has it got a right way and wrong way? No, it's the same either side, isn't it? And then it's got this pretty peacock, and then a thank you, and all of that is going to go onto our craft coloured card base. I'm going to just use tape for this because it's quite a big panel, and then I'm going to put dimensionals on parts of the other pieces. Okay. Alright, just peel these off. And you could put the panels together and then put it on, or do it in whichever order suits you. Okay, so this is going to go on here. So I'm not pressing it down until I've got it in position, like so. And then we've got these 2 layers, so we're going to put this one on flat and this one lifted up to give it a bit of interest. You could do both flat if you're worried about postage costs. There's that one. And I think you could make this work either way, so if you wanted it in portrait, that would work absolutely fine as well. Seems a shame to cover these up, so I'm going to put this just a little bit higher up. so you can see this panel underneath. This is going to have dimensionals on it. 1, 2, 3. There we go. There we are. Card number 2. And then let's follow their instructions. Card number 3 is that printed card. This one here. It's really pretty, quite sort of folk art with the white printing on it. And this has the coloured panel going across here. It has this one, like so, and then this one sort of going to fit on there. So that will be the finished card. So I'm going to pop this on, and you could turn this round. You could have it on one side if you wanted to, so you could, you know, make it your own or stick to the instructions. So at £13, this is for 6 cards, just over £2 per card, £2.15p or 17p. So let's put this a little bit up here. You can follow there the printed instructions to see exactly, you know, where this is positioned. Okay, and then this is going to go on with dimensionals on the back, and then your other layer can go on with our dimensional foam pads, or you could have it flat. Entirely up to you. I'm definitely going to give this as a complete set, so just watch out that you don't damage these pieces. Just going to put mine sort of centrally on there, like that, and I'm going to pop that one flat so it hasn't got too much height to it. And that's card number 3. So make sure you've got it all opening the right way round. And again, you can have this in landscape form if you wanted to. Just turn the whole thing round. You could omit the stripes if you didn't like the panel of stripes. You could leave those out and just have that element on there if you wanted to. Okay, that's card number 3. Card number 4 is the panel with these lovely printed roses. So this is going to go on to there, and it has got 2 different directions, so you could do it either way. I'm not sure it makes any difference. You could also have it again in landscape if you wanted to, and then they've got I love you coming down. Okay, so their picture is in portrait, so let's do that because that's quite chunky. This is going to go on flat, and 1, 2, 3. You don't need to go around all of the edges of this because it's going to sit flat on your card. As long as it's secure, it's not going to peel off or anything. I think they might use dimensionals on theirs. Okay, let's pop this up here. Maybe that flower, I don't know whether that flower needs to go that way up. Who knows? Now, of course, you can just take all these components and make completely different cards. You can mix and match all the sentiments. You can leave some sentiments out. Entirely up to you. Let's pop some dimensionals on the back. Just 1 on the small one, 2 each on the other 2. You can leave the I off and you could just have love you if you wanted to. Make it a little bit less formal. And they've put it on the edge here. So I'm going to put that one down first. And then position one above and one below. Is there a right or wrong way for that? No, I don't think so. Now what you could do, if you didn't like the I love you, is you could stamp your own sentiment on the reverse. So obviously don't put the dimensionals on. If you've got a hello or something like that, stamp it on the reverse and use that instead. And that's a great tip for all of these other pieces as well. So you've got all of these in the different languages. So either gift them to somebody or use these in their own right just on the back. You know, if you've got congratulations or anniversary, and the same with all of these. There's even a blank one there as well. Oh no, I might need that one. Yeah, just stamp on the back. So don't discard them. Keep them and use them or gift them. And the same, even with these, is you could trim that off and use that as a frame. Same with this, you could just trim that and use it as an extra little piece. Okay, that's card number 4. And let's see, card number 5 uses the congratulations, it uses the stripes, it uses this burst of pretty peacock, and this one here with a similar backing. And I love that these are double-sided, the printed ones. So this panel is going to go on here. Find the end of the tape. It's usually not too bad, it's not like sellotape. Okay, a little bit in the middle. I can hear my cat meowing outside. Let's just trim that little bit off there. Okay. So it is a beautiful day here today, and I think it's set all week. So this is going to go left hand side, like so. And then we've got this panel on here that's going to have dimensionals on it with this. So let's put this panel on first. And I'm going to put just some tape on there to hold it in the middle. Like so. It's going to sit across that. Like that. And then some dimensionals on the back, so you can see you're going to have plenty of dimensionals left over. And then don't forget to use the edges as well. So this is card number 5. And that's 15 minutes. Now I appreciate I craft every day, so this isn't, this could take you longer. But I just wanted to see how many I could do in what time. Just going to put that there. That's what they recommend. So, oh, they've got theirs a bit further over. I'm going to have that. There we go. Card number 5. And then finally, the bits that I've got left, we've got this one here, and you could use this with a dark bit at the bottom or at the top. I've got there is a white panel that I didn't pick up, which is this one here. and we've got Thinking of You that's going to go onto there, and then we've got this piece and this piece. They're going to go on with dimensionals, and that's going to sit across the bottom. So let's put these pieces on first. A little bit of tape on here. And seeing where they've got theirs just sort of in there, and then they're adding this one as a bit of a jaunty angle. Now this weekend we have double rewards, so if you shop with me or shop online with the demonstrator, we have a new reward system that's now in place, and if your order is over 20 UK pounds, then you can earn rewards on all of your orders, and that's equivalent to 10% of your order before shipping. So if you place an order for £50, you're basically going to get £5 in rewards, and that's added to your account that you can then spend in the future. And you can spend it on your very next order if you wish, or you can save up and spend it on something of a higher value. Okay, I'm going to tuck this one slightly under, I think. So in order, it doesn't look very straight, does it? Oh, get away with it. In order to celebrate National Scrapbooking Weekend, Stampin' Up are offering double rewards on everything you order, so it doesn't have to be scrapbooking products. I just want to tuck that under slightly. There we go. Before I drop it down, I just want to make sure it's fairly in the centre. There we go. There we are. Card number 5, stop the clock. 10:34. And it was 10:16 when I started, so let's say 10:15 and 10:35, so 20 minutes. Now I was obviously chattering and I went along, but I wasn't hanging around, and I didn't do anything different. Obviously it's going to take you longer if you want to do your own thing. You can mix and match all of these items, of course. And as I said, use the back. So if you don't like the sentiments, if you didn't like the I love you, you could stamp on the back of some of these and change that altogether. Have hello or thinking of you, whatever you would like. So there we are. That is, I've lost my instructions. Everyday essentials? Oh, essential occasions. It was close. Essential Occasions Kit. £13. Makes 6 cards exactly as is, and as well as obviously being able to watch my video here, there's a QR code here, one for this particular kit, and then there's another one in from Stampin' Up about some basics, stamping and things like that. So I hope you like the kit. I think it's really good fun. I'm going to parcel those together, wrap some ribbon around it. Obviously we've got the envelopes as well. Or I might make a little box for them to go into, and give them as a finished product. So I hope you like those. Thank you so much. Oh hi, Caroline is at the hairdresser's. Bless her. She's sort of watching. Well, I'm very impressed. I trust you show all the ladies at the hairdresser's. So we made 6 cards, 15 minutes. But it's not a challenge. I'm not going to challenge you to do it any quicker. I did sort out the pieces beforehand, and that probably took 5 minutes to get all the components separated out. So yeah, enjoy. I hope you like the kit. I'll be back tomorrow evening with more fun with those lovely otters. We'll be using the papers and the dies. Hope you enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon or evening, depending on where you are and when you're watching. Thank you so much for joining me. So don't forget, Stamping Rewards starts at the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Double rewards if you shop online with me. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Thanks for your support. Bye for now.